Welcome to your next episode of
Fandom Family Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff. Hey guys, I'm Maureen.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Tiffany.
I'm Jeanette.
And we are talking The Resident, episode 5, season 10, winter finale.
Whoop, whoop.
I want to whoop whoop that, but it's a season finale.
I know. And I was honestly just hurt.
Yeah, we're saving that for the end because I have things to say about that.
Oh, yeah. Let's leave a little bit of room for that because
I wish Eve was on here because Eve had some things to say about that too. I'm just going to say, I'm going to give a little shout out here because you're going to see me eating a lot on this episode. I'm eating Sartori cheese, and if you have not had it, go eat it. So, winter finale, lots of big things happen, like usual. They always try to gut punch us, I feel like. But did anyone else feel weird about that? Let me phrase it this way. What did you guys think about the opening?
Well, I thought Gigi needs to mind her business and not tell Conrad that he needs to put on a shirt because I was perfectly happy with the way he was dressed.
Second.
So
I totally agree with you. I liked when he walked in shirtless. I was like, hey,
I know.
You haven't seen that in a while.
Exactly. And she's like, Daddy, you need a shirt. No, he does not. Ever. Never does he need a shirt.
Well, I will agree. I appreciated that part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more talking about him in bed with Marion.
Oh,
I liked that too. Actually,
really?
That was fine.
Yeah.
See, I was an advocate for her, but I thought it felt weird.
Eh,
I thought it was funny. She left and then went around and picked her up.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
And
I
thought it was. If I'm wrong, but that's the same outfit that they had ice cream in. What she was wearing.
Oh, no, I didn't catch that.
What was it?
Well, they moved fast then, unless she just happened to have on the same outfit.
I'm fairly certain that's the outfit she was wearing in the hospital when he called over her name.
Now I need to go back and look.
At least the top was the same. Maybe she was, because she's in a dress in this, and I think in the hospital she was in jeans and a shirt, but the shirt looked exactly like that dress top.
Huh.
Maybe she thought, hey, this shirt got him to ask me out. I'm gonna wear this all the time.
Maybe. I mean, sound logic.
I mean, clearly.
It's a good point. I don't know. It felt weird to me. I thought she was, because I was an advocate for Marion. I really liked her and Conrad together.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it just felt weird. And then she was like, I have a crush on someone much younger. You're not my type. It's your daughter. Ew.
Yeah, that part was weird.
That dialogue was weird. I agree.
Yeah, that was, they worded that.
So I think it's just, you're getting out of bed with the dude after having sexual relations with him, and then saying, you're not my type because I'd rather have romantic relations with someone much younger than you who's your 4-year-old daughter. Like, it kind of made me want to call the cops.
It was a strange way to word it. I mean,
it was the wording.
I know what she meant, and
I know,
but it was a weird word. It was weird word choice. I agree.
And I
forgot all about that as soon as he hopped out of bed without a shirt on. What else just happened?
Left your mind.
Maybe this is why I don't remember any of the episode, because that's what's in my head.
It was a good episode, though.
It was a good episode.
It was.
I just think that, I liked her starting off because they seem to be on the same page of, no, this is, I have boundaries. There's these things, and they seem to be on the same page. But the more she talked, the more it felt like how she got him to ask her out felt like the other nurses who were trying to get him in bed. And so I didn't like that. It felt not a scam because she is who she is.
Yeah.
But it just felt like it was her way in. And
I'd be curious to know how much time has passed, because that would make a difference in the banter and how playful it was. If it had been a while and they've done this several times, and it may just be playful banter, and that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, even if it's been a week or two, you get a lot more comfortable with somebody.
Yeah.
Really in their fast-paced lives.
And I think that's why I was wondering about her outfit, because it looked the same as from the day he asked her for ice cream. So with the Marion storyline too, I think the other thing that was weird was that they never brought it back to her.
Yeah.
We got the beginning scene where they seem to be clicking, they had some sort of relationship, and then they went on to a different portion of Conrad's relationships and never went back to Marion. You never saw Gigi again in the episode.
Yeah.
But I will say that kid gets freaking cuter every time she's on the screen.
I know.
She does.
Like, even the way she
It's-
said, "Daddy, you need a shirt," like it was cute.
It was.
And
It
then the
was
little
cute.
fishes on her dress.
Oh,
Oh my
I
goodness.
love that she coordinated her outfit with her outing, and that just spoke
Oh,
to my OCD planner
Yes.
heart.
Yes.
oh my
Me
goodness.
too. Me too.
She actually, and I am sure they do it on purpose. She reminds me of Nick.
Yeah.
She does. I feel like they did a really, really good job at making that shine through.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Because you see like Conrad kind of in her too, but you also see like a huge presence of Nick.
Yeah.
oh,
I agree.
absolutely.
And I love that they did that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it was really, really smart. And I
Mhm.
like seeing this side of Conrad. That's because it's almost, granted, we didn't get much of him when he had his private practice, but he didn't seem as like a beat as he does now when he's back at the hospital. So you see him kind of returning to who he was. And that's kind of elevated by how they transition from him with Gigi saying goodbye to Gigi and immediately going to Belle.
Yeah. So Belle, he is like, I was proud of him again in this episode just for like, I mean, I wish he would told Kit what was going on because it's clear that she knows something's going on. But I was glad that he took a step back, like even with, all those traumas coming in, he didn't go into the, surgery. He didn't go into an operating room. He was, of course, he was a little, it was a little obvious when he was like, no, I'm needed here. It's like, well,
Yeah.
are you? Because you're a surgeon and there's people that need surgery. Like, I don't know if this is really where you're needed, but
Yeah.
and then of course that Kit noticing Jessica, and Jessica's just like, I don't know anything, but clearly the look on her face was like, you do know
Yeah,
something.
Kit's no dummy.
Yeah. And I wish he had talked to her. Like, I know we posed this question like out in our Facebook group, and I saw a lot of people, kind of saying like, well, he just wanted to wait till he had a diagnosis and all this stuff. But I'm like they're living together. Like, you're a couple that I feel like I would share this with the person that I was with, even before the diagnosis. I would want them to know something's going on. And I don't know, it surprised me that she knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
I think for me, it kind of felt like he was afraid of how Kit would view him, especially after that one, his doctor friend. And it's clear he doesn't like hiding it from her. And I think that was old Belle to hide. And he doesn't like hiding it from her. And you can see that throughout this whole episode. But I feel like he's keeping her out to protect her until it's necessary, until he has all the answers. Like, that's my diagnosis. We didn't want to tell anybody until we met with our oncologist and we okay, this is what it is. Now I can tell you this is what it is.
And I can understand that for like other people, but like your significant other, your partner, I don't know. I don't think I would keep that from them.
That's my natural bent though too.
Because I feel like I know myself that if I thought he was hiding something, I would be spiraling into like the absolute worst case scenarios. And so like I feel like that would be worse. Like, if you're trying to protect me, just tell me what's going on so I'm not thinking like the worst of everything here.
Absolutely. I would be a ball of anxiety.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I agree with that. But I tend to react the same way that Belle does. It's like, I feel like I have to be stronger and I feel like I have to protect you until, there's something you can help with. And for me, it's, there's nothing you can do for me right now. So telling you and having you freak out with me isn't going to help. But I should be thinking more about the other person, how they're feeling, because I'm clearly hiding something. I don't think that way in the moment. In the moment, it's just about self-preservation and protecting what I assume is protecting. And I think that's what Belle's doing, which doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
See, if you are uncomfortable doing it with your spouse, then there is this sign. That's a sign that something's wrong with how you're handling it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And while we're talking about them, I still don't think I had such high hopes for them as a couple when they were leading up to it, that now it just feels so awkward. Like, even when he was in the office with her, like there was it's like the spark is gone. The spark that was there, like when we were just leading into something, it's not there anymore. And I'm disappointed by it.
Mhm.
I
will
think
go ahead.
that's- I think that's because of the time jump.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah,
we
maybe.
missed a lot.
We
Yeah.
didn't get to see the firsts of anything.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already living together.
Right.
Yeah, they're definitely out of the honeymoon phase there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which
Like versus like Devin and Leela, like I feel like you still see sparks when they're together.
yeah, but they're younger.
Not, yeah, I guess that's it.
I
don't
would
know.
disagree with that only because we've seen them together once since the time jump,
Yeah.
and that's all.
Well,
And
we
I think it
definitely
was the
saw some
first time they were on
sparks.
screen, but I think that's why, because when Kit and Belle were first on there, we kind of saw something.
Yeah.
But they're the only ones who we regularly see together. For some reason, they're keeping Devin and Leela apart, except for with their
Yeah.
words.
I
Yeah.
know.
But I will say though that in that office scene, it really, really moved me because you could tell Kit was emotional when she knew that he was lying to her. When he said I
Mhm.
had flu symptoms, and you could almost feel the disappointment on her when
Yeah.
he said that. And then she kissed him on the forehead, and like his whole body leaned into it. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so moving. That is so sweet. And it almost felt like as he was leaning into her, her kissing his forehead. It wasn't even that, like, it was his forehead, for goodness sake. It's not like they were making out or anything. He gave himself over so much into that you could tell he wanted to let her in so bad, but he was afraid to let her in.
Yeah.
And I think it was trying in his idea, his thought was, I'm protecting her, even though it's not really what it is.
Mhm.
But after she left and she stopped kissing him on his forehead, it's like his whole body just kind of deflated. And it was a
Yeah.
really, really moving. That was a really, really moving moment for me. Anyway, I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but it was really moving for me.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I love that moment. It was a very sweet moment. And I did kind of giggle
Mhm.
when he said flu symptoms and she just immediately felt his head.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
It's
It's
a-
fever.
I giggled, but also thinking, oh, like it's just
Yeah.
such a sweet it felt so natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I like those little moments between them two.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I feel
I
like
agree.
Devin and Leela, Conrad, Nick, all the young couples, we get a lot of the
Close
you know,
off.
those wild scenes. I feel like with Belle and Kit, they're a lot older. I don't feel like
Yeah.
we're gonna get that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like we get these little subtle, sweet.
They're more seasoned. They've done the passion to
Moments,
tear
yeah.
your clothes off sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think it's just a different type of relationship.
Yeah.
So
I
Yeah.
will say though, it was really fun to watch Jeanette try to control her facial expression when you were talking about the younger couples taking their clothes off.
I was trying to find a nice way to put it.
I was just flashing back to that Devin and Leela scene that we have seen of them in the shower this season. So
Didn't watch it. Don't know.
it was good.
I did.
I may have rewound it and watched it again. I don't
Oh my
know.
gosh. The other thing that I like though is that Nurse Jessica,
Mhm.
she's become such an ally of Belle's.
Yeah.
And part of me wonders if that's because she was with him when he was Hodad. That very first scene we see the resident with Belle in it, he's
Yeah.
killing someone, and Jessica is his
Yeah.
nurse.
Yeah.
And now she
Yeah.
sees him struggling and saying, "Nope, I'm struggling, so I have to leave this place."
Mhm.
And I wonder if that's what has made her such a strong. Because she could have said something to Kit at any point in time.
Yeah.
But she's following Belle's lead, so she is an absolute ally for Belle. And I wonder if that's why, because she's seeing him go from not caring to satisfying his ego to doing everything he can to prevent that ever happening again.
Right. I almost expected her to add. I thought Kit was going to maybe like ask Jessica about something. And
I
she
don't think
didn't,
Kit
but
would put her in that position.
yeah, the look on her face was almost like I don't know. I thought she would talk to her and like try to feel her out, like see if she could get anything, but she didn't. So I don't know. But and so at Conrad, I guess they're waiting on results for all this stuff with Belle. In the meantime, he gets pulled away to go work on this accident that's happened. What do they call it? The flight team? Is that what they
Mhm.
called it?
Yeah.
Go team.
Now,
Go
I
team.
did think it was weird that he just hopped in this like helicopter, and I couldn't tell, like, did he, I mean, obviously he didn't know her, but like, why didn't you do an introduction like then? And that just felt really strange. Like, he looked at her, and in my head I was thinking, oh, does he already know her? Like, have we skipped ahead? Like, and he's already met her? But then later he was like, I don't even know your name. I'm like, well, you all, I mean, obviously it took a little bit of time to fly out there. You didn't feel like doing an introduction? Like,
He did cover the important stuff of, what you're training.
right.
It's true.
I don't feel like either of them are like big talkers.
Yeah.
They both
Yeah.
seem like, I feel like she's a lot like he is.
I
Mhm.
really felt good vibes between them, and not just like, it's not like it was this like flirting type thing, but there was just really good chemistry as far as like the way they did things.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see where it goes, because it felt like just something that could really be built on, and just, I don't know, they vibed really well together, I think.
Oh, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
She seems kind of like the female version of, Conrad.
Conrad.
Yeah.
I want to know her history though. I want to know what she's
Yeah.
hiding.
Yeah. Because I don't think it's anything sinister. I think it's more of just something in her past that maybe has happened,
Yeah.
that maybe she's, more of like, she's had to leave and she doesn't want to be found by someone. Maybe this is like, I'm thinking about 911 and Maddie's in my head, but this is
Yep.
more of like, what's in my, like, I don't think it's anything she's done necessarily. Like,
I don't either. I feel like she is a good person. I feel like I should like her.
yeah.
Like I get a good feeling about
Mhm.
her. I do.
Me
We
too.
obviously, everybody knows she's hiding something, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's going to make us dislike her.
Or maybe something happened. They talked about she was in Haiti, like, work, and maybe something happened there, and it could have been something with a patient I don't know, but I mean, I have good feeling about her. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to make me dislike her.
Yeah. The only thing I thought was weird was her comment when she was talking to Conrad, when he said he would like to talk to her enemies. She said, no, you wouldn't.
Well, and maybe that's more of what I was thinking, like just something in her personal past that maybe she just is hiding from someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my note, was that one, that Conrad doesn't like that Kate has foes. Like, he was almost instantly protective. Did you guys notice that when she's like, no, you wouldn't, or no, he said, well, I'd like to talk to those foes. And he was like, he took a step forward when he said it like it. I just like, I started to see the spark of old Conrad hit his, whenever someone would say something bad about Nick, he's like, excuse me. And I kind of got that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this gave me like Billy flashback vibes, because when Billy first came onto the scene,
Mhm.
all of us were like that. I think I was like, no, I don't like her. There's something sketchy. There's something.
Not me. I liked her.
I was the one who was saying, I don't like her. She's sketchy. But all of us could tell she was hiding something. What she was hiding was an emotional feeling. But my note on Cade was wondering if she's hiding from an abuser, and that's why nothing can be found on her. Maybe her name has been changed, her record has been wiped, or maybe she's in like what is that called with the U.S. Marshals?
Witness protection.
Yes, witness protection. Maybe there's something to that effect where she's
That's what I
hiding
thought.
from an abuser or something. But also because I'm watching 911 and I just finished the
Yeah.
Maddie Dunn scene, so I was like, oh, that's what she's doing. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I could see something like that. Running from something.
Yeah.
She's definitely running from, really, and it has to be a bigger power, because there's nothing online about her.
It's
Nothing.
been wiped. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
so-
really hard to find nothing on somebody.
Exactly. And even Devin
Yes.
says that for someone her age who's not born in the flip phone era, it's it's weird.
Yeah.
So, but I like her. Like, I'm
Mhm.
rooting for her.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Joel laughed when what did he say? He said, I'm a chicken guy. That just made
I
me
have
laugh
that
so
written
hard.
down because I
I
wrote it down as they
love-
were saying it. He's like, she said, actually, I'm more of a dog person. He went,
And
I'm more of a chicken guy. And she went, really? I'll take you for some eggs sometime. I'm like, ooh, that feels very sexual for some reason. Like, wow, pull back now.
it's so funny because I knew he was, like, in my head, I was thinking he's going to say something about the chickens. Like, he's going to have to.
Wait,
And I
I'm
love that
wondering
he
where the
keeps-
chickens are for.
well, obviously, they're still there. So that's good.
Yes.
Maybe that's why poor Gigi has to eat eggs all the time for breakfast, right?
That's a
She
good
didn't want any
point.
more eggs. I mean, I don't know. No
Okay,
eggs,
what was
Daddy.
everyone's first thought when the bomb went off? Because mine was the cat.
Well, did you see the way he tossed that cat? I was like, can we check on the cat,
I
please?
honestly forgot the cat was in the bag.
That's because we're cat people. And so I was really worried about this cat in the carrier. I'm like, is it okay? When he
Look
tossed
at
it.
how delighted Amanda is by this, though.
It's because I was watching it in horror. And then I was like, okay, it's a TV show. There's not an actual cat in the
I
bag.
was so upset. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I think I even said, is it okay? Did he just
Totally
toss
forgot
it
about it.
across- Maureen, because you're not a cat person.
I
over
am
there.
a cat person. I'm just highly allergic to cats. I prefer
okay.
cats. They probably won't leave me alone as much, but I prefer cats. I just can't have them because I die.
Well, that'd be, yeah.
I'm allergic too.
I had a cat named Allie Mae Tozy, and I named her that
Oh.
because I like the Beverly Hillbillies, and she had an extra toe.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
She's my favorite cat, and she made me sneeze and freak out all the time, but I loved her, and I kept her. She got hit by a car. But then when my first apartment out of college, we found a stray cat. My roommate used to deliver pizzas, and it was in the UP. Winters get very, very cold, like ridiculously cold, and that's where I lived. And it was just the start of winter. It was freezing rain outside, and it was probably like, I don't know, 15 degrees, 13 degrees. And she heard this meowing, and she found it, and this cat was shivering, and he was in this little thing. And so she just took him back to our house. He was all black except for one white patch that we dyed pink because we were 18 and that's what we did. But he would play fetch, and he would sit in our shoes. And I had a fish named Jamiroquai because I'm not Jamiroquai. And
Love your pet names.
my fish kept trying to commit suicide. And
Mine did.
He was a beta, and he was angry all the time, and he would jump
I
out
was
of
a
his
goldfish.
thing. And Jake would keep him alive. Jake would just sit there and watch him, and then when he would stop flopping, Jake would hit him with his paw, and then he'd flop again. And when he
He's
said,
doing CPR.
he was, yes.
Yeah.
I had a medical emergency cat.
That's awesome.
That could be a cat that camera thing you're behind.
You had a fish with emotional issues.
I did. It was very suicidal. It was concerning.
I've
Charge
had
the
one
cage.
fish commit suicide on me, and I was like 7 years old, and I still remember it very vividly.
It scarred you.
Yeah, I walked in my room, it was just like laying on the dresser,
Hmm.
It's not
like
funny.
already gone,
Yeah.
past the point of resuscitation.
Jeanette and Amanda, or Jeanette and Tiffany are like, oh, sad. And I'm just laughing. I'm really not a heartless
I'm
person,
laughing
like
too.
animals.
I have a horrible sense of humor.
My poor fish.
You and I discussed this. We grew up with the same movies, and that's why we're weird.
Yeah, that's true.
My dad flushed my fish down the toilet when I was a kid.
This is why, see, Tiffany's traumatized.
That's why
They were
I
alive.
did all my fish when I was growing up.
Hers
Wait,
were
was your
alive,
fish
she
already
said.
dead when he flushed it, or no? He just
Oh, it was
flushed a live
alive?
fish?
She's traumatized. Poor Tiffany.
It's not funny. I'm sorry, it's not funny.
It's
You
so
guys are
funny.
terrible. I'm over here grieving for her.
He
poor
said he was
fish.
tired of having the fish tank in the room, so he just flushed my fish and got rid of the tank.
Oh,
Oh, somebody pissed your daddy off today.
so awful.
Well, at least we know that Conrad would die to save an animal, even if he's not for it. That's not his favorite kind of
Yes.
animal.
That's why he's our dream man.
He is. I mean, Conrad was my dream man. And then
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch came on the scene. And so Conrad is just a tiny bit below Taylor Kitsch, but
This
Taylor
show
takes it.
confuses me because it's Conrad, and then I'd slowly moved into Devon,
Yeah.
and then Conrad had to walk around without a shirt on.
I know. It's a very confusing time.
I don't know what to think.
I really liked the new woman, Kincaid. I liked after the explosion. What did she say? That was pretty badass.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was like, it wasn't bad.
I loved that.
It's
moment.
just
I thought
another
that was
day on the
like,
job.
And I love how she took care of him.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyone who takes care of Conrad has my respect.
I know we all got a
I
little
just-
swoony just thinking about like somebody taking care of him, you know.
That alone would have been like, all right, you're okay.
Yeah.
You didn't let him die. Good job, you.
Yeah.
that would have been a deal
Bravo.
breaker for us. Yeah.
But then you also see how valuable she is because with that pregnant woman, and I love the look on Conrad's face when he's like, how far apart are your contractions? And she started speaking. He just went, I can't help you. But she immediately, she didn't even pause. She just jumped right into speaking Creole.
And how like convenient that of all the things, I mean, like you just happen to speak this language, this lady's. I mean, I don't know.
Which
Well,
is
I bet
pretty
she
much
speaks
French.
several.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
I like how well they work together. I mean,
Uh-huh.
especially after just meeting each other, you know,
Mhm.
15 minutes before, and then they just jump right in and
Mhm.
automatically are
Yeah.
a perfect team together. They worked really, really well
They
together.
did.
they did.
And I
They
think
had
he took it
great
from
chemistry.
her when she started climbing up the side of the bus and he was like, and he even said, all right, so that's how it's going to be. And I think
Mhm.
that that's Conrad's natural bent is to
Yeah.
be not reckless, but unafraid, just jumping into situations as he needs to, regardless of his own
Mhm.
safety.
Mhm.
And so I think seeing her do that, he kind of trusted her a little bit more.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we haven't seen Conrad out in the field in a
Mm-mm.
very long time.
So
And I feel like it was like him kind of getting back
yeah.
to his how he was in the earlier seasons.
Mhm.
He was going out in the field more and climbing and jumping and being a lot more active than he
He
has
could
been
take
the
a
last.
lot more risks when he had a wife at home with his daughter.
Yeah. And he hasn't
Yeah.
been for many years. So this probably feels really good to him
Yeah.
to get back to what he was doing in his life, and he's probably comfortable with it.
Mhm. That's what my note is that Conrad is loving this excitement. He's right where he belongs.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
he is.
I hope we see more episodes like this.
Mhm.
I really
Well,
like
there's
all
that.
the action they
Yes.
have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really hope that since it's Kit's go team, I hope we get to see a lot more of these out in the field because it's her team and Conrad is on the team. So usually
Yeah.
we follow him.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Maybe someone can explain this to me.
Mhm.
This is Kit's go team. She organizes flight team, yes? How does she not know who Kincaid is? She has no idea who this woman is. It's
I
her
don't
on
know.
the flight team. How do you not know who you put on your team?
Unless
well,
she's
I don't think that she put it to, I don't know. I was confused by the way that they said it.
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't know if
Unless
she's
she's
a part of
partner.
it.
Like she
maybe
helped,
she's-
or she's working. Maybe she's working with other hospitals, and she's the one who thought of it and is working with those other
Yeah.
hospitals and saying let's work together. Because I do know Kincaid was already on the helicopter when Conrad got
Right.
on,
Yeah.
but I was just confused. They kept saying it, Kit's go team, Kit's go team. So I thought,
Yeah.
okay, this must be specific to Chastain.
Yeah.
But then there's doctors because Kincaid works at Atlanta General.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I was
But there
really
was other
confused by
doctors
that.
too.
Oh, there were?
I think there was a couple more.
I thought they were already on the site. I didn't think they were part of the flight team. But I could be
don't
wrong
know.
there too. That's just
Have
the
to look.
organizational setup of the Go team confused me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was
mean,
confused too.
I was just thinking it was Kit's idea and they just kind of, pulled doctors from different areas and hospitals
Mhm.
to go and help.
Maybe, yeah. That
That way, not so many doctors in Chastain are leaving at once, and not so many.
Suppose if you had like 8 of your own doctors leave your hospital, it's probably not a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah. That could be
And these are
trouble.
doctors that know, trauma care on scene.
Yeah.
They've had experience.
Yeah,
like
that's what I
Conrad
was just gonna
has,
say.
and so there's not. There's not that many of them at Chastain. They're going to
Mhm.
have to
That's true.
go to other hospitals and look for different peeps.
Peeps. The other thing that one of the last things that we see about Conrad and Kincaid or Cade is that Conrad's going to bat for her.
Mhm.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
goes up to Kit or I don't know, I assume Kit asked him how it was because he said that Kit wanted him to kind of feel her out. But then when Kit goes up to him later on with obvious questions, and I have the same questions, Kit, but he was saying, no, I trust her. So he put his reputation on the line. He went to bat for her. So I think that for
Mhm.
Conrad to do that for somebody, I think says a lot.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
it does. He doesn't trust everybody,
Mhm.
but he trusts her.
What was the last thing they did? Oh, they had they brought the woman in the hospital with baby after they delivered in an ambulance, which does not sound fun
Moving ambulance.
for mom.
No.
Yeah, right. A moving ambulance at that. Yeah. Once they said it was her third, I'm like, oh, they're not gonna make it.
Oh,
Yeah, they had some decent struggles there out in the field on
Yeah.
that episode, but once they made it back to the hospital, Devin and
Trevor.
That's it. Devin and Trevor rushed up to Conrad asking for help with their patient because Conrad's always the go-to.
Oh yeah.
You can't
I
figure it
think
out,
he is.
Conrad can. I gotta say, Devin this episode, I liked him.
Yeah, he looked very amazing. I know.
Agreed.
He did.
That as well.
If
Maybe she
only
was
we
talking about
had-
his smarts as a doctor, people.
No, she wasn't.
Oh.
We know Tiffany well.
No, I don't think she was.
Thank you.
enough. We know where my mind went.
He's redeeming himself. I'm really enjoying his character now.
Mhm.
See, I've always enjoyed him. So, like,
I didn't.
since the first episode.
I
did.
liked him. I knew he was going to redeem himself, and as we go on, he's just going to get a lot better. I see a lot of Conrad and Devin.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why I like him now. That's why I didn't like him at first, because there was no Conrad in him. And he kept going at my boy. I'm like, you don't do that.
Don't you touch my Conrad. So yes, Trevor and Devin. I loved that they actually got to work together
Mm-hmm.
this episode closely because of their past.
Yeah.
Devin almost throwing him out of the program and all the struggles that they had. And now they actually got to work together. And I feel like
Mhm.
that helped their relationship a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah. I think it did a lot for Trevor as a doctor too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because Devin, he wasn't just giving Trevor a second chance. He was really actually trusting. He gave him he gave him the all-around lead.
Yeah.
But he stayed close enough to watch him.
Yep.
So that right there to Trevor had to say a million different things because Devin was the one who tried to kick him out.
Yep.
I just loved, like, I mean, it was like almost like a 180 of Trevor's attitude and personality from this other one. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
he was really humbled by what happened last episode, and I liked him a lot. Which I mean, I thought, I don't know, I kind of liked him before, anyways. He had a little bit of an attitude, but this episode, I definitely, I liked him a lot.
Okay.
I think too that with Trevor, like he's so much more willing to admit he doesn't know everything
Mhm.
and he wants to be taught and directed. I loved when he looked at Devin when the Cade was in there and he's like, what do I do? Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And then when Hunley called him doctor, he was like, wait, what? And he like had a freak out moment because someone addressed him as doctor. He's like, no, I'm not doctor. Don't call me doctor. And
Right.
it took him a moment, but he stepped into action and he said, I'm going to call Dr. Pravesh. So
Yeah.
that going from when he was first on there and Devin had to be like, stop being such an ego, stop being such a jerk, stop being all this stuff, to I don't know it all. I need help with this. I'm not going to do this on my own because I'm not there yet.
Mhm.
And he's asking, where do you want me? What do I do? Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And I think that shows huge. So I agree with you, Jenna. I really, really liked how he turned out this episode.
Mhm.
And then when Conrad and Devin were proud of him, and the moment Devin tells him good work, Trevor's entire face changed. And like there were two moments in this episode. That was that one, and then when AJ was like, "I'm proud of you," or not AJ, Billy was like, "I'm proud of you." I was like,
Yep.
that one got me a little emotional.
It
That one
did
Trevor
me
needs
too.
to hear that so bad because he's still
Yep.
the baby no one wanted in his head.
Yeah.
And to hear these people he respects who are doing good things, saving people's lives, say, "You're great. Thank you." And Conrad says he's going to be one of our best. Like
Yeah.
it just, I love, especially coming off of last week's episode with that really hard death that Trevor had, that he went from that to solving the problem. He didn't just help this patient, he solved the riddle.
He figured it out. Yeah.
So for
Yep.
them to say all this stuff to him was like, oh,
Yeah.
I hope more people tell Trevor that and make him see that he is good enough to be doing what he's doing.
I think he's going to be the next like Conrad and Devin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, definitely,
Conrad
yeah.
molded Devin. Devin's going to mold Trevor, and we're gonna
Yeah.
have just little mini Conrads.
That's why Conrad was like, he's gonna be one of the best because he's gonna be me.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And I can't wait to see Devin tackle that role.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Devin, like that man, Devin Pravesh, I don't know about the actor. I assume it's the same, but Devin has zero ego. Zero. And at every single step, he cares way more about the patient than anything else. Like
Yeah.
when Cade was in there and Devin started listing things off, and Conrad said, she's heading up the ICU triage, she should handle this. Devin immediately was like, all right, go.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was not about him. And he recognized that, he voiced that, he demonstrated that, he taught Trevor that by example. And he's smart enough to build trust and listen to his fellow partners and doctors without ego involving at all. And at all. So I really, Trevor or Devin has come a long way for me, especially since I did like him at first. He's come a long way for me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the dog.
I was going to say, can we talk about what was the dog's name? It was something
Bunny
really
Boo?
cute. Yes.
Buddy Boo.
It's it's
Oh, cracked me
Bunny
up.
Boo Boo or something like that.
It was cute.
Oh my
whatever
gosh.
it was.
That was the cutest,
Oh my
ugliest
gosh.
dog I've ever seen.
I loved it.
It was creepy.
And I loved Nolan when he saw the dog. He got so excited about this dog. I just thought it was so cute. I don't know.
And I like when
Even
Trevor,
Irving was happy too about that. I mean, everybody was all about the dog except for Nurse Hunley.
Except for Hunley.
I like when Trevor was like, have you had any sexual partners? He's like, I can't go anywhere without my dog. No, I haven't.
No. I know. I was thinking the same thing when he asked that question. I'm thinking, pretty sure that's a no.
He's fairly agoraphobic. So
Yeah.
Well, then we find out he goes to the state. He went to the state park. Like, I feel like they asked this guy, like, where have you been?
Yeah.
You
But I
know,
think
and
when most people answer that question, they're thinking out of
Like-
state, out of country travel.
Yeah. And then also maybe like what people you've been around. And this was a solo activity too. So I mean, that may just not have crossed his mind at all, you know?
I guess I don't know. I feel like if I went hiking, I'd be like, and then got majorly sick, I'd be like, hey,
Probably,
excuse
yeah.
me, I was hiking.
Yeah. I mean, you should. Yeah.
But I mean, this guy was sick. Who knows?
Mhm.
Maybe he forgot. I don't know. But that part did irritate me just a little bit. I do
Yeah.
have to just put that in there.
We could have saved a whole lot of time here, bud.
I will say
So-
though, and the one thing I do want to point out that's not show related is I just realized I'm eating black cheese and that might freak people out. It's
No.
not moldy and gonna make me sick. It's espresso on this cheese. Just so we're clear on that. Now we can keep going. I was watching it in the video like, oh, that looks gross.
Espresso cheese.
Which is much better than it sounds.
Sounds delicious.
So with this patient, like at least this is a big change too for Trevor because we see him originally as, you know, for instance, with the beer lady, the one who was an alcoholic, kind of aggressive, kind of in your face, kind of, hey, this is what it is.
Yeah.
The table really hard there, but that's how I felt about it. And in this one, the guy's manically pressing the on-call button. And Trevor's
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, let me get that for you. We're here. That's us. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how
He was a
very-
lot. I think he
quiet
took
man.
that talk
He did.
seriously. I really did. It really did make an impression.
And honestly, I think it was more Billy that did something to him than because Billy was the first one he admitted. I barely got a job. I barely got out of high school or out of the college. It was hard. It
Mhm.
wasn't as easy as I made it. And I think that talk with Billy kind of confirmed in him that I can't be this way. It's not going to work.
Absolutely. No, I liked his. I'm starting to really like Trevor and
Mhm.
Billy's growing relationship. I'm like, they don't really have it like a relationship yet, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But
the key word.
I like their growing relationship. I feel like
Yeah.
it's going in the right direction and hopefully I don't know. I feel like does anybody else know yet?
Just AJ.
Yeah.
I mean, after 3 years,
Well, because Trevor just got there as
Yeah,
an
that's
employee of the
true.
hospital. He just got there. He just
That's
started his
true.
first round of residency. But she and him talked and she said, nobody else needs to know. And he said, that's right. It's not their business.
Yeah.
So they both made an agreement that no one else needs to know their relationship. So AJ's the only one who knows.
I wonder when it'll come out. Because I know it'll come out. It has to come out.
I think
Drama.
Billy's going to be the one to spill it.
Yeah.
Because I think Billy was the one who signed the did she sign a letter or did she send a letter to get in the residency there? Anyway, she vouched for
She
him.
wrote it.
She sent it. She wrote it. Yeah.
So she wanted him there. And then you watch her watching him. And in the end, she says all this nice stuff about him. And AJ walks up and he's like, Trevor said something along the lines of, that was weird. AJ said, what? He's like, she's being really nice to me.
Did you
So
notice, like in that scene where he was like, it's almost like she has a heart, and AJ's like, oh, she's got one. So that made me feel good because I was like, oh, are we going to come back to this AJ Billy situation? Because I want it.
Yeah.
So
I got that little feeling too with I don't know where they were when they were talking about the coffee.
I don't know. I just liked the way he said that. I'm hoping that we come back to the AJ and Billy situation because before the time jump, I really thought that's where we were headed. And so hopefully we're going to get back there.
Yeah. My note on that says AJ totally digs Billy. Look at him gaze at her.
Oh, it's true though.
So.
He did. Yeah. Because when he said more than you know, like it was like, he didn't just say it like with this deep resonance. He said it with like a huge smile on his face. Like,
Yep.
"Hmm."
Yep. I think it's going to happen.
Was
But-
Billy there during the yoga session when Padma said he could use more flexibility?
No.
Billy part of that? So
No,
see,
he
he's
wasn't
safe
in
from that too.
Oh, I still love that scene. Anyway, so funny. So funny.
Even with Trevor, like you see that there's an in there too, because when AJ and when they walk into it's AJ and Billy together, they see him in that the room where the coffee is. Is that what is that? A break room? What is that room?
I think that's like their staff room, their break room.
They
There.
both gave him like sage advice in there.
Yeah.
Right. And AJ was saying maybe Conrad and Devin are training you to look. And it just was such a sweet picture of the three of them in there. And the two adults, even though they're all adults, AJ and Billy are the ones standing in front of their kid, student, saying, hey, look at this life lesson. And it felt very complete with the three of them in the room.
Yeah.
It did. It
Like
did.
one little happy family. I liked it.
Oh.
Oh.
It has to be. We need some new good relationships in this show.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Devin and Leela, who are my favorites right now, but
I wish we
Yes,
saw
we have-
more.
I know if we ever see them.
I know, but we need more.
Yeah. Agreed.
I do
More
like that we're
action.
getting more Leela, but even in this episode, like we didn't get a lot of dialogue from her.
I know.
She was on the
There's
scene
a whole lot of her this episode.
No, like I feel like we saw her a lot, but we didn't hear her very much at all.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And it was a
Yeah,
bummer.
that's true.
But I think that's because they were mainly out of Chastain a lot this
Yeah.
episode, or
That's true.
it was Devin and Trevor trying to figure out this case and Leela wasn't on it.
Mhm.
So I don't feel like there was really a need for
Yeah.
Leela to be around.
Plus, for
Sadly.
me, like these last couple episodes, Leela just seems so annoyed with life.
She
And I
does.
just, and I don't know. It's just, not to say I don't like her like this because I like Leela regardless, but I don't know. I wish we'd see a little more of her like in a different light.
She
Maybe
needs
we
to
need-
cheer up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. She seems so like short and almost like, it almost comes across as uncaring towards
Yeah.
like her patients. And I don't think that's the case, but it comes across really like, I don't know, like she has better things to do with her time when she's dealing with certain things. And I don't care for that attitude.
I'd agree with that.
So I don't know.
Even when they were wheeling back the flight patients, and AJ was like, they rocked it in the field. Look at how great they did. And Leela's response was, she has sepsis and she's going into shock. Like,
Yeah. Like,
yeah, but they saved her life. They pulled her out of a bus before it explodes. Yeah, she might have sepsis, but she's not dead.
Yeah.
like, calm down, girl. I don't know.
I think she's just
Actually,
moody right now.
she just seems, and I think because they've built that up and they built it up after she had the talk with her dad,
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is going into what we think the theme is going to become of overworked, understaffed. I wonder if they're going to use this as a boiling point, tipping over point for, look at, we need to get more surgeons in here. Look at what it's doing to our staff.
Yeah.
They can't
Yeah.
keep up like this.
Yeah.
Could be. Absolutely. Which did they already hint to that? They already hinted to that, didn't they?
What? Oh,
Was it
being
was it
overworked?
the resident that hinted to it, or was it a different show? This is
Of
what I'm
what, being
asking right now.
overworked?
Of like being overworked as doctors.
They've been hinting at
Yeah.
that, since the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was the
In,
resident. I
in
just wanted to
every
make
episode,
sure.
it seems to get a little worse. Although this one, it didn't seem as bad.
No,
Right.
it wasn't. But they still. I feel like there still was
Yeah,
it there. It was still there.
especially in Devin and Leela.
Yeah.
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 And I felt bad for Bell in this situation too, because he knows he's smart enough to help, but
Mhm.
physically he can't, and he hates staying out of the ring because he's got the knowledge. He knows exactly what to do, what angle to look at. He's got the knowledge. Not only does he have the knowledge, but he's got the experience, and he can't. So when he helped from the box in the surgery room,
Yeah.
Leela and AJ both look up and were like, "Excuse me," and Leela even looked a little irritated by it, like, "You're stepping into our procedure," and AJ said, "This is my OR." And you kind of thought, because of how we've been talking about how AJ's been, you kind of think, "Oh, great, he's gonna neglect this again."
Yeah.
But then he turned around and was like, "But good advice is good advice. Let's take it."
I liked that.
So that's kind of return to OG AJ, where it's, I know how great I am, but I'm
Mhm.
not an egotistical freak. So I'm gonna take your
Right.
advice.
Right.
So we see AJ and Leela, I mean, they killed that surgery. They did a great job, and you had Belle in there. But then you look at the same time, Kit and Billy are operating on this one girl from two different spots.
Which was totally cool. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, that was a crazy surgery. But they both kicked ass doing it.
they did.
It was really nice to see Kit back in the
Oh, I
It
know.
It
back in
was,
the action there.
but I'm gonna say, okay, it just seems odd to me that we don't have any other ortho surgeons in this giant hospital. Like, is that not that's odd, correct? I mean, like,
Well, there was a lot
she's the
of
CEO.
patients.
I don't know.
It was kind of like an all hands on deck.
That's what she had said, because Billy
Yeah.
brought up Belle and she said, it's an emergency. Isn't the protocol that he's in here?
Yeah.
Because emergency, everyone has to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I took it, because we don't really see her in surgeries anymore. But today there was like there was like a mass.
Yeah.
Casual.
I would think that if there's like a mass casualty like situation going on, the CEO might be needed like in other places and not be
Mhm.
tied up in an operating room.
But I think
I'm
that's because
not-
usually
not-
CEOs, not surgeons, not doctors.
And maybe that's the case. So I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, what if there was some like major administrative, like, I don't know. It seemed odd that the CEO was operating, but I don't work in a hospital, so maybe it's not strange.
I mean, I don't know what it's like on Grey's, but I know that typically in the resident, the CEO, this is the first time we actually had, other than Belle, but even
Yeah.
Belle performed surgeries as CEO.
Yeah.
But from
And Grace
Belle
there's
until
not a CEO.
Or not. Yeah. We don't, not that we see. Yeah.
We have a board of directors, but we don't have a CEO.
Right.
well, from Belle to Kit, there was no medical professional as CEO.
Yeah.
And even before Belle was CEO, the woman who, I cannot remember her name, but I know that she used to play a part in King of Queens.
Yes.
I can't remember her name. That was first season. That was like OG resident, but she
Oh,
wasn't a
right.
medical professional either. So
Right.
they only tackled administrative things. And even
Yeah.
like on Scrubs, when the CEO was a surgeon or a doctor,
Yeah.
he stopped practicing to be CEO. But it's
Mm.
because Bob was lazy and wanted money. And he was kind of a jerk. So different situation. Kit
Yeah.
loves what she does. She's still capable and she's a surgeon. So
Yeah.
this is the first time we've seen her get back into surgery, and it happened to be the first emergency we've really seen.
Yeah.
I like how Billy kind of slipped in the questions about Belle in the middle of the surgery.
When Kit had nowhere to go, she couldn't leave or get out of it if she wanted to.
Yeah, that maybe wasn't the best time to do that.
No, it put
That
her on
would have
edge
thrown
a
me
little
off my
bit.
game completely for surgery.
And you could tell that Kit was more on edge when she brought that up.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
But I think that with that, that's where Billy and Kit are kind of well matched because they're both very upfront and honest no matter what. And they both wait for a moment. Like even when Kit approached her about being CEO or the head of surgery, she waited for a moment when, hey, I've got you where I want you, and I'm going to ask you the question I want to ask you. And we're going to be upfront, we're going to be honest. So her and Billy are well matched like that. But I think Billy's a little more rough and tumble about it. Like,
Yes.
kind of ballsy to ask her that in the middle of a surgery when you're operating in someone's brain.
Yep.
And she's trying to save someone's arm to bring up her romantic difficulties that she's obviously unaware of.
Right.
Yeah. I probably would have chosen a different time to do that.
So
Just a little bit. I really enjoyed seeing Kit back in all of the action this week. I hope we see more of that. I really enjoy seeing Kit in the operating room because she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She really knows what she's doing. She's a genius, and I love watching her operate. And we're also seeing more behind the scenes stuff too with, the doctors you don't usually see a whole lot. And Hunley, I love Nurse Hunley.
Oh yeah.
I liked her this episode. She was really funny.
She was that dog.
At first I was like, girl, what do you have against this dog?
Yes.
What's going on with you? It's a service animal. I was like, don't you have to let them in places as long as it's not like interfering with stuff?
My first thought was, does Hunley seem angry in this episode? Are they all taking turns being angry? Because usually Hunley is like very upbeat and very like, I got you, all this kind of stuff. But she was almost mean about that
at
dog.
the mere mention of a sweet little puppy. I was like, what in the world? What hurt you here as far as some dog? Like, why are you so upset over this dog?
But we did at least see that all she needed was a bit of dog love to be softened up by it. But what was funny to me was that we first see Hunley being almost aggressively mean about the dog. And Dr. Nolan, the moment he comes in the screen, he's like, oh, dog.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
I'm sad that he was only in there for that one line. And then he turned around and walked away and we didn't see him again.
I know.
It's starting to bother me, to be honest with you. Like
it's like they're taunting us now.
Yeah.
You just give us
It
one
does
line,
feel
one
like that.
line an episode, and now you're just gonna take it away. Like
because it used to be that we'd see him like every 4 or 5 episodes. But now it's like almost every episode, but it's just a tiny little snippet. I feel like you're mocking us.
Yes.
With our like wishes.
Mocking us. Which reminds me of a Matt Zucre line when he's like, now you're just mocking me. But that was a Logan Hansberger.
Yeah. Oh man.
I just feel like that because when we said more Dr. Nolan, this is not what we meant. We meant, can we make it more Nolan heavy? Not, hey, can we get a line of Nolan? I mean, granted, it made me laugh when he did that.
Yeah.
Especially on the heels of Hunley, it made me laugh, but still.
I don't want them to take that away. I do enjoy this. So if this is all we can have, it's fine. I'll take it. But I'd like more, please.
We're going to fight for more.
We are. I need to make another post. Like once a week, we need to make a post with our little hashtag more Dr. Nolan.
We do. And I think we can get a petition.
Let's do it.
I don't see why not. We should. Actually, I'll create one tonight.
We can send it to,
Michael, we got your back.
Amy Holden. No,
Who's name?
We're going to do it.
The girl who wanted to do the petition?
No, I was thinking of, what's her, the
writer?
Is it Amy Holden Jones, I think is what her name is?
Oh, yeah, that's her name.
You need to just get the petition and forward that to her. Like we've decided we need more Dr. Nolan.
It is done.
Yeah.
But I like too that Irving has returned back to more goofy because I was getting so sad seeing him so angry. Yeah. And he was angry for like the last 4 episodes. He was just angry. And I thought that was going to be resolved before we saw him turn a little more high, with a little more levity. I don't think the problem's been solved. I think it's going to come back again because they're still overworked. They're still understaffed. Yeah. But it did make me laugh when they were talking about the pregnant lady. I was like, oh, that's a good area. They have a good deli over there. Any bearing at all on giving birth. But he smiled and I like Irving smiling. Yeah, it doesn't seem natural for him to be angry. It seems natural for him to be smiling. It's like, I want to fight for him to always be happy. Because when
we can add that to our petition.
We should. When he's upset, like it feels like the whole world should be upset. I don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I was really uncomfortable with that one episode where he was like mean and mad.
There was a couple of them.
Yeah.
And when Hunley was doing that in the beginning of this, I thought, oh, great. Now all
we
of our
go
favorite
again.
people are just going to be angry monsters for the rest of the season. Fantastic.
Right.
And that's
Oh.
all the levity parts.
Yeah.
That's not the right word. It's the word I want to use, but it's not the right version of that word that I want to use. But I keep wanting to say lavicious, but I don't think that's a word. Pretty sure it's made
You
that
have
up.
a better vocabulary than I do, so I
Fairly
cannot
certain I
help
just
you
made
with
it up.
that.
But they're the lively parts of the show. I don't want them to take that away. And so the whole show feels like a different tone when Hunley and Irving are angry. Maybe that's why they've been putting more Nolan in there, though.
If they make Dr. Nolan angry, I don't know how I'll
Oh,
feel
I'm gonna be mad. You cannot.
No, I wouldn't like
That
that.
man should be
Yeah.
unflappable. That's how he should be.
I agree.
And I think the other thing that they're changing up on us that I don't like is they're now trying to trick us. Like that ending. Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh, so
Don't get me
mad.
started on the ending.
Oh.
don't even get me started on that ending. That was such a
Like I would have been more okay if we had like he walked into the office, let's discuss the results, shut the door, and then we cut off. But the fact that you say the results are, and then we just drop the other.
but I was like, what is that?
You couldn't give me 2 more seconds? Like
I felt like
2 more seconds is all I
personally
needed.
attacked.
That's what Eve said too.
It's awful.
Personally attacked.
Like
Didn't
I
I
hear
sat there with my mouth open.
I feel like they're trying to be trickier and trickier. And what I want to say to you, resident writers, is you don't have to put us on edge and give us cliffhangers to keep us watching. We
we're gonna be
already
better.
like you.
Yep.
Stop doing that because this is making us like you less. That's a
We
lie.
did
We
like
don't
you.
like you less, but we already
Well, we
like
still
you.
like
Stop
you, but-
torturing us.
Yeah.
No, we don't like cliffhangers or cut off mid sentences.
Not cliffhangers when it's going to be like months till it's back. Like if
Yeah.
it was like just 1 week, okay, I can wait a week for this. But I gotta wait. Like, how long do we have to wait?
But again, even waiting, if they did it with them just closing the door and ending there, but you can't end it with Conrad saying, "I've gotten all I need," and then they both look horribly depressed and sad, and they both sit down. Like,
Yeah,
can you at least? I don't know.
something.
That would have been enough to hold on to, just to know that they have a diagnosis. But now that we're all gonna be panicked and stressed out for a month, waiting for this crap to come back on. Not crap. I feel bad every time I say something like that. I don't mean crap as in it is crap.
No, we love it, but
I say crap when I'm angry.
And this ending made us angry.
It did. You guys are with us on that, right? Like you're angry too, right?
yeah.
I just
Watch it turn out to be like nothing serious. Like, oh, you have a cold or something.
Watch them say,
Yeah.
so Dr. Nolan wanted me to tell you. So final thoughts on this episode.
final thoughts is they need to hurry back.
Yes.
And
When does
tell
it
me
come back? Do
Bill.
we have a date? January.
January.
Is it
Um,
January?
It is January, but I don't
It's
know
February.
when. Is it
I was
February?
worried because 911's not till March, and since
February
they're both on
1st.
Fox,
Oh,
okay.
February. Oh.
Good.
I was close.
February 1st.
I was close with January.
Yeah, it's just a month away.
It was just a day off. Thank you very much. A single day, Jeanette. Granted, the 31st is a Monday, but I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
So all my notes in here say, we'll find out in January. January episode theories. Rub it in my face then, the resident.
February 1st.
Did you see the Instagram post that Fox put out and then the resident commented on?
Uh-uh.
It was Instagram memories and it was Nick and Conrad's wedding.
Oh.
And then Fox posted it and the resident was like, but why though?
That's funny.
Fox responded, it was Instagram, it wasn't our fault.
That's funny.
I like how they interact because it's the same network, but I like how they interact.
Yeah.
So what do we think is coming down the pike?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, we're gonna find out more. Hopefully, not. They don't drag it out about Kate and what's going on with her.
I think they will.
They're gonna
Just
drag
a
it
couple
out.
episodes, just like they did with Billy.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like a whole season, like the whole rest
No.
of the season. I hope it's only a couple episodes.
I
if
think
they-
every episode we're going to chip away at it.
Yeah.
And by the end of the series is my prediction. And not series, end of the season.
I was like, good God, Maureen. So long. No. And hopefully AJ is done with his fans and autographing their back and is going to move on to Billy, and we can be happy there.
Yes,
Would
I
be
agree.
nice. What else?
And maybe Trevor gets, I don't want Trevor to get hurt because this episode made me really like Trevor.
Look, that's what
I
I
was
think.
already building up, but
I thought that was my Grey's Anatomy mind going there, but I thought like that's what was going to happen to make it come out.
that either he's going to get hurt and she's going to be so overcome by it, or he's going to be hurt and need a match for something and mom's going to match him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That might be one.
Yeah.
But I think Billy is going to willingly offer the information that I'm his mother. I can do this.
Yeah. And everybody's going to be like, what?
Except for AJ, who just sitting like, just one nod, one smile, arms crossed. All right, so I think that's it on this episode of The Resident. We talked a lot. We broke down more than usual, and I think they tried to pack more in here than they have because it's the winter finale. So yes, they left us with a cliffhanger, but at least they tried to pack it full of things so we wouldn't feel as upset. But your plan didn't work; it failed. Just
we're still
to make that very clear. Thank you for all the extra stuff, but we're upset with you. We're still going to tune in every single episode, every single week, and do a podcast on it every single week, but we're mad at you. Okay.
Yep.
We're mad. And I do have to say, if you guys are looking for a snack, these people are not a sponsor yet. I don't know if you guys ever watched Doodad, but whenever he does, he uses a product, he's like, not a sponsor yet. So I'm going to say that. But the Chardonnay cheese that I was eating tonight is like the perfect wine cheese. It was a little boozy. It's cooked off relatively, I think. I don't know the cheese process. I could just taste the booze on it, but I'm not buzzed or anything. So I had garlic and herb, Chardonnay, and espresso cheese tonight. Fantastic resident foods, just saying. I mean, not that you want to eat while they're cutting into people's brains, but while you talk about it, it's great. Do that. So if you want to learn more about what we're talking about on The Resident, what our group is going on, we just hit 12,000 members? We just hit that today?
Yeah, we did.
12,000 members in a resident group on Facebook, which is
no. That was this plus.
Yeah, we've got more.
We have 13,000 in the resident.
We have 13,000.
13,000 people in the resident. So come join the multitudes talking The Resident and all the actors on Resident. You can find that at the Resident Chastain Family Fan Club. We're doing some games over the Christmas season, so join in on that. Join in on some conversations, some topics. We have discussion posts on there, lots of fun things. Give you some pretty pictures on your birthday. So join that. You can find us on any of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, under Fandom Family Chats. Hit us up. Let us know your thoughts. And next week, I don't even think we have a plan for next week just yet. We have some interviews that are coming on that we're going to be giving you from various shows. We've got Gilmore Girls. We've got The Originals. We've got Friday Night Lights. Interviews from cast from those shows coming out over the next couple weeks. So watch out for that. Grey's Anatomy is next. And that's all we've got for you. So we'll see you in a week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.